Welcome to my channel if you're new here, and welcome back if you've been here before. As always, if you haven't subscribed yet, I ask that you please click the subscribe button down below. So kind of the big news this week is that Chick Fil A caved. Chick Fil A has this reputation for being a Christian restaurant, or at least a faith-based Christian restaurant. And of the things that sort of made it have that reputation is the fact that they donated to Christian causes, and also that they're closed on Sundays. Now, there's been a long history of Chick Fil A being opposed by LGBT, and I guess Q is in there too, groups, and they've protested them, and they've, called the names. They've done the general liberal behavior that they're kind of famous for at this point, that's sort of associated with being a bully, really. And in the past, for the most part, Chick Fil A has stood up to this behavior and maintained their stance, and they've always been supported by not only Christians, but other people who respected them, one, for their great tasting food, and two, for standing firm in their beliefs. And this week, they stopped their donations to two Christian groups, one of which being the Salvation Army, and then there was also an athletic group that was Christian based that they stopped their support for. And in their explanation, they said that, what it is that the contracts were up, so it's not like they pulled back their money, they just didn't renew the contracts. But the thing is that in stopping donating to these groups, they are now listing as one of the places that they're going to donate money to as Covenant House. Now, the irony of this is that Covenant House not only supports the LGBTQ lifestyle, it actually promotes it. And so they've done a 180, Chick Fil A has. And the concerning part about this is that while they claim to be a Christian-based company, they're turning their backs on everyone who's ever supported them. Anytime these bullying groups have come out and bashed Chick Fil A, their support base has made the lines longer. Chick Fil A, I mean, every time that I've ever driven by Chick Fil A after something like this has come into the news, I see lines wrapped around the building and them sending extra employees out to the drive-thru to make sure to take orders or to try and get people through as quickly as possible. And so now by doing this, they've turned their backs on their support base. And it's a really bad idea because, for one thing, don't state that you have a strong belief in faith system and then don't follow it up with action. And two, when you give in to bullies, they don't go away. The only thing that teaches a bully to back off is standing up to the bully. So when a bully is repeatedly coming at you and you're standing up and standing up and standing up and you've got people supporting you, the last thing you want to do is cave. And unfortunately, it looks like they have a little bit of a history of doing this, and it was possibly only a matter of time because a friend of mine on Facebook, he's a professor at a university, and he's actually shown articles in the past that showed that they were kind of going down this road of eventually caving. And that's really, really sad because I know my family loved Chick Fil A, and I would choose to go there over any other restaurant because of their Christian values. And so it's like, do I really want to spend my money there now? I mean, yeah, they're still closed on Sundays, but how long is that going to last? I mean, if they cave on one point, is it only a matter of time before they cave on another point? And so I really think they need to rethink this, particularly the CEO, because my understanding is the man who started this company, when he died, his son was made to make a promise that as long as the restaurant was open, they would close on Sundays. So as long as Chick Fil A is around, it's supposed to close on Sundays. And I think, honestly, I believe it was the son that inherited the restaurant chain from his father. I don't think his father anticipated something like this happening. Otherwise, I think he probably would have made his son promise to stand firm on this too. My understanding that part of this was from I think it's like the chief financial officer. It wasn't the CEO himself who made this decision. It was the guy who's basically in charge of the money. And I think that the owner now needs to really look at what's going on, reevaluate his values and what Chick Fil A stands for, and fire that guy. Because clearly he doesn't know what he's doing, and he's making bad decisions for what had been perceived before as a good, strong Christian values based company. So, I mean, it's kind of like that saying, if you don't stand for something, you'll fall for anything. So that's my perspective on this. I hope that they change this up soon and go back to their former policy, because what they're doing right now is not good. Granted, I'm not a huge fan of the Salvation Army because they support contraception. They say that they're against abortion, but they don't flat out say they're against abortion. They just say they're for life, but they're for contraception. And as a Catholic, I can't support that. So I usually don't drop money in the red bucket. Once I found out that they actually are for contraception and birth control, I stopped supporting them. But there are a lot of other great Christian companies out there that Chick Fil A could support that stand for Christian values, and Covenant House is not one of them. And they need to really rethink who they're going to support and the message that sends to the people who go to their restaurant, because people like myself are seriously going to consider where we spend our money. Because, I mean, if they're not going to be that Christian company that they tout, then why am I buying a chicken sandwich there versus at Wendy's? It makes no sense, really. So that's my 2 cents on this. Like I said, if you haven't subscribed yet, I'd appreciate if you click subscribe down below. And if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you'd like, I also have other videos that you could watch. And I hope Chick Fil A changes their mind.